Hi, Adiash73 here. Welcome to part 6 of the crash time walkthrough. This is the second part of the traffic control elements, case 3, and covers missions 5 through to 8. As with all the walkthroughs in this series, if there's a particular mission that you're struggling with, you can quick jump there by going to the description shown in the YouTube channel and just selecting the time. So I don't make a very good start. First thing you've got to do is stop in the red checkpoints. You should know that by now. I definitely knew that, and yet I still managed to overshoot. This mission requires you to pull up and stop in 10 of those red checkpoints. Where you've got to go on this mission isn't that clear. The GPS arrow does give you an indication, but if you watch the video first before attempting it, you should hopefully be able to get all of the checkpoints in one attempt rather than taking a few retries, which is what I found generally happened. A nice section of speed there. That's one of the nice things about this game, is that when you do get up to quite a speed on the autobahn, it is quite satisfying. It does feel like you're moving quite quickly. Coming up to the second vehicle now. So easy enough. What you've got to do, just find the vehicles and stop in the required section. That's pretty straightforward. On my first playthrough on this mission, I unlocked the crash drive achievement. You can see that appearing on the screen on the right hand side now, and you can also click the annotation to watch that in a full screen mode. Because that playthrough was an unsuccessful attempt, a mission fail, I haven't included the full footage, just inserted the little clip there. And with all of this walkthrough throughout it, if there are any options to get additional achievements along the way, I'll always do the same thing, just include a little screen showing it pop in, and if applicable, an annotation so you can click and watch it in its own little video. So we're getting there now. That's 5 of the 10. Another head on. As I've said in previous videos, if the footage I've captured is me completing the mission successfully, I've included it, even if it does show me making some silly mistakes. So the benefit of popping the crash drive achievement quite early, you know, we're still in case 3, still 6 other cases to complete. There are 9 cases in the game in total. That means you don't need to worry about them later on in the game. You can just race without having to think, oh, I've got to pick up these collectibles. It gets it out of the way early and just takes the pressure off yourself. Another head on. So you've got quite a lot of distance to cover in this mission. It does take you right across the world. You should be familiar with most of these roads now. The number of roads and the world size itself isn't that massive in this game. It was an early title, so that's understandable. It has got quite a few features that weren't seen in other games till quite a bit later on. So on the whole, you know, because it's so early, there's quite a few innovative ideas in this. Don't trust the arrow. It sort of tells you to go into the forest section, but don't. As you can see, you need to get back onto the autobahn. On the final push now, hopefully if you've followed the route that I've shown you, you should be able to get to that final checkpoint with plenty of time. As you can see, I made a couple of mistakes throughout the course of this mission, had a few head-ons, which slowed me up a little bit, but because I knew the route I was going to, I completed the mission okay. We're coming up to the end now. Those black marks were a previous attempt, that's how close I got last time. And there we are, make sure you stop in the circle. And that's it, mission over. Now we're into mission 6 of traffic control, obviously the third case.
There's one from our list about that. You just go alongside and I'll hold out the signal. Easy as pie, right?
Well, easy as pie, yeah, maybe, but not quite as easy as pie. There's the vehicle you need. I found these type of missions the most frustrating personally. Basically you've got to get alongside and get into that blue box and hold yourself in that place for a number of seconds, generally 5. So I'm in the box and I'm not in the box, I'm in the box and I'm not in the box. Very, very frustrating. Finally got there. You then take over control of the lorry itself. And you just got to race along the white route and just get to the end. So as I say, these missions where you've got to get into that blue box, there's a couple of them later on in the game and I found them very frustrating. It's any of these missions where you need to place yourself inside the blue box, they're quite strict in terms of where you are. Certainly on the hard difficulty, it might be a bit easier on the easier difficulties, but as I'm playing straight through on hard because I only want to play the game once, I always found them a bit frustrating. But stick with it, and as you can see, you will do it. You just need a little bit of luck. We're coming up to the end of this mission now, cross the line, and that's it. Here we are, we're into mission 7, the penultimate mission of case 3, traffic control. As you can see, this is a straightforward mission. You've got your distance marker on the left hand side, just got to get up to speed and then just follow him. Very straightforward. Because it's on the autobahn, there is an option, or there is the possibility of having a large crash and that's slowing you up and him getting too much of a lead on you, but as long as you sort of keep pretty close on his tail, you should be fine. And that's it, that's all there is to this mission. It's not very difficult, not very complicated, just very, very straightforward. Nearly at the end, very, very quick this one. And here we are, it just sort of comes to an end. Nothing really happens, it just stops. Like that. Here we are into mission 8.
I would have been surprised if those colleagues had turned themselves in without a fight.
This is the final mission of traffic control. As you can see, you've got your indicators on the left hand side. Got to catch up to the vehicle first of all, and then do 5 knocks, taps, collisions, call them what you will. Again, as I've mentioned in the previous walkthrough, the best technique I found for getting the taps or collisions is to get alongside the vehicle and do a snaky type of driving maneuver. So you'll hit the vehicle, pull away from the vehicle, hit the vehicle, pull away from the vehicle. It seemed to work quite well for me. So as you can see, catching up to the vehicle now. It's a good example of what, you know, if you hit them from behind, they can quite easily pull away from you. Again, spinning them, it does make it a bit messy. But that's sort of what I'm talking about. Get alongside and do that weaving snaking.
Why the hell doesn't that
Worked quite well for me.
Quit moaning. If we didn't have to chase everyone, we'd only be part-time employee.
Rolls into the next element of the mission, and that's a damage. So what you've got to do is damage him out to stop the vehicle. A little bit lucky through that section. Definitely a little bit of skill, a little bit of luck. I thought I was definitely on for a big crash there, but managed to get away with it. So nice collision there, nice bit of damage. What I was trying to do was push him down the roads, but what will happen is they will respawn, and what I noticed is he's coming up behind me, so I'm trying to sideswipe him as he goes past. Worked quite well that time. It's quite a useful technique to know, because you will have other missions where you need to smash the vehicles, and you can cause quite a bit of damage by sideswiping them, so it's a useful technique throughout the game. Now this is the sneaky cheeky bit coming up at the end here, and I'd recommend doing this yourself if you get the opportunity. You'll get a couple of opportunities throughout the game, but I'm still applying the pressure. But as you can see in the distance, the train's coming, so I put 1 and 2 together and come up with a nice quick way to finish the mission. And there we are, that's that chapter over. 3 for 60G, the achievement picture's shown, just flows through to the case closed screen and the little award medal you get at the end. As always, I hope you found this walkthrough helpful. By all means, check out my channel for other solutions, walkthroughs and vlogs. Thanks for watching and listening, take care and bye bye.